Hey everyone, today I'm creating some more Christmas cards with the Oh What Fun card kit from Spellbinders. This is actually part of their 2022 Christmas collection and it is on sale at the Spellbinders site. I will put a link to it below as well as everything else that I've used today. This kit is chock full of bits and pieces. I've created another video already and I'll put a link in the top right hand corner. In the first video, I used a lot of the pattern paper, and then in the one today, I'm using up almost all of the pattern paper, as well as those gorgeous frames and some of the other embellishments along the way. I have not used these dies yet. You can create a gorgeous Christmas tree with the trimmings and a gorgeous Santa Claus. And there is also, I believe, a Noel sentiment. So very, very cute, and I'm sure I'll use them on future projects, as well as this gorgeous stamp set with the gingerbread men. But for the moment, I'm working my way through the kit and I'm using some of the ephemera. There is standard ephemera and then there's sentiments. So I added one of the extra bags of ephemera with the sentiments on it to the card kit, as well as these 9 gorgeous cardstocks, which is including that gorgeous gold. Now, I've jumped ahead a little bit here because I have cut down a whole bunch of the pattern paper and I'm sorting through now trying to make 2 pattern papers that go together along with the strip that I've got along the red backing. Now, the little rectangles here are 2 by 3 inches, so perfect from a 6 by 6 pattern paper. You can easily chop them down to get 6 from one piece of the pattern paper. And with the strip of paper that I have chosen not to mat, I normally use white mats, but I have not done that today. So these cards are a little quicker to make and they can show you that you can use up all of your supplies without taking a lot of time to add loads and loads of layers. Now, the strip down the left-hand side is 1 3/4 inches by 5 1/4, because this mat that I'm working on, or this what I normally call backing panel, they are 4 by 5 1/4, and that means that gives you a little bit of a white border around a standard A2 card base, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Now, I am running through adding on whatever little embellishments and things capture my interest, and I'm trying to add them so that they match in at least a little bit with the theme of the pattern papers that I've used. So for these 2 here, you can see I decorated them with a little gingerbread man, and I have put him up on foam tape, and that just matches in really nicely with that pink paper, which has lots of little gingerbread men on it as a bit of a decoration. For these 2 cards here, you can see I'm doing a similar approach and I'm picking out some of the little flowers and some of the little Christmas flowers from the pack. And for each one of these, I'm actually creating 2 cards that are exactly the same. I just find that in all of the ephemera packs, there's 2 of everything. And in the pattern paper, there's 2 sheets of each. Even with the sentiments, there's 2 of everything. So that's one of the things that I find super helpful with Spellbinders, is that everything in the kit means you can create a couple of cards. So it helps me work my way through, create a big stash of Christmas cards, and I don't have to design everything one by one. Now, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my inspiration for this card design. I mean, it is very simple, but it came from the Kendra's Card Challenge number 11, and it is card number 14. Now, you'll notice that the dimensions of the cards are quite different, but the layout itself is completely inspired. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to Kendra and say thank you for the card designs and the card sketches, because they continue to inspire my work. For this next bundle, I'm using these 12 frames that came in their own little package. They are super, super cute, and I thought if I can find something in the little ephemera pack and with the die cuts that I can feature in the window, then all the better. I can turn these into some gorgeous cards also. Now, when I look at these little film strip ones, I think it's best with a character. So I did hunt through and try and find these cute little snowman and the cute little polar bear, but then also, of course, Santa Claus. And then for the others, I just found something that fitted the size. So something that would, fit into the frame, not be too big or falling out the edge, and something that I didn't have to cut down too much. So you'll see here I'm just fiddling around a little bit. And with these gorgeous little Christmas presents, all I've done is I've created the Christmas present little bundle, and then I've got another separate present so that I can pop that up a little bit on some foam tape, and it will just add a little bit of dimension and a little bit more interest than just having a flat die cut with a frame around it. For the ovals, it was a little trickier for me to figure out what to put inside, so I chose just to put these mittens or these gloves, and then for the other one it was the person carrying the Christmas tree. I don't know if I made the best choice, but I will stick by it and say that they ended up looking super cute. And I do like to create pretty simple cards. I know some card makers love to spend hours and hours on just one and make it very special and unique. Whereas for me, I get great satisfaction out of creating lots of cards that I think people will enjoy. So this worked out absolutely perfectly. This card kit, I have loads to go, and I really do need to work out how to use the stickers a little better. So maybe that can be video number 3 with this card kit. In the meantime, I have found some wood panel paper in my stash. This was not in the card kit. This was in a pattern paper pack from Honeybee Studios, I believe. And I had that separate and I hadn't used it. And it was in a bit of an incomplete pack of paper beside my desk. And I just needed a neutral, something that could go behind the frame and separate the little picture or the little scene from the backing panel. And you'll notice that for most of these, I have tried to use a red backing panel where possible. It is so bright and cheerful that it just makes the cards really pop, especially with the white border. And so the only ones that I used craft on today were where I was using a lot of red already, which, given these are Christmas, there was a few of those. But for the most part, you'll notice that I really tried to brighten up the cards by using a red backing panel. I did not use any stamps today. Now, there are gorgeous ones that come in the card kit, so I will again use those on future projects. But for today, I felt like I had so much ephemera and so many extra bits and pieces that I was going to try and create all of the cards using only what was in the kit. So other than my little wood panel piece of paper here, which I kind of got from a special stash, everything else, if you did not have craft supplies, other than some liquid glue and the trimmer, you could absolutely recreate these cards. Now, I did use a lot of A2 card bases, and I do have lots of those in my stash. I purchased some heavy cardstock from a paper supplier in Australia, and I have it already pre-cut to an A2 size where all I need to do is the score line and fold it. And that works absolutely perfectly for me because I love this craft and I make so many cards. But I do understand that getting the backing panels at a reasonable price, or getting the card bases, at a reasonable price, can be a little tricky for some crafters. So you'll notice here I'm just putting the sentiment directly into the frame. So this one just says Merry Christmas. Takes a little bit of fiddling to get it all set up correctly and lined up, but it is super, super cute. Now you get to see me showcase these panels that I was talking about with the white border and the bright red. For some reason, I am obsessed with craft, and I love that craft can really make bright colours pop. But on these ones, the red just looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm really, really glad that I cut down some red panels and decided to use those today. I think at Christmas time, bright red and bright green absolutely will jump off the page and say Christmas. Now, I have a quick question. I am trying to decide if it's worth creating some, card kits for junior crafters. I often donate a lot of my leftover supplies, or if I'm partway through something, or if I find that I've bought a couple of a paper pack but only intend to use one. I often bundle those up and donate them to the local school holiday program. What I was thinking though is when they then receive all of the bits and pieces, it means that they need to have someone who understands a little bit about card making to be able to get the best out of those supplies. So I was absolutely wondering if it would be useful to do a video on how to make up card kits. Now, I actually don't know how I'm going to do that and how to make up card kits. I've done a couple of videos in the past and I'll put links below. But they were really basic, where I had a really cool card sketch and I made a decision to pull together all of the supplies so that I could assemble the rest of the cards, but not make them all at the same time, because sometimes just gluing everything together is really the time-consuming part of the process. Some of the charities that I donate to actually run card making events, and so they have a lot of volunteers who want to get involved, so they sit down and do card making sessions together. What I have heard from them is that they absolutely love getting some card kits or even just the pieces in a Ziploc, because then some of the inexperienced crafters can put those together, create something really fantastic and contribute to the cause. It really takes the pressure off, I'm told, so I'm really keen to come up with some other ideas. So if you have any suggestions on how to make up some card making kits for beginners, then please do let me know, because I would love to do some, and then maybe share what I've created on here if it is going to help others. My thought is, if I could create some basic card elements like some circles and rectangles and some sentiments, and do it in a way that it means when they're put together, someone can use their creativity and not specifically follow a sketch, but not be overwhelmed with just starting with a blank card and a 6x6 paper pad, for example. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. I would love to hear from all of you. I have also put a link to my Christmas playlist. I have all of my Christmas videos in one playlist, so it's easy to binge watch if you're in a Christmas card making mood. And I have also put another video that I think you might enjoy. Have a great day.